The Conjuring Last Rites is the latest film in the Conjuring universe, so today let's rank every Conjuring film from worst to best. Leave your list down below. How would you rank every Conjuring film from worst to best? Coming in last place, Wolves at the Door. I recently discovered that this technically is not a Conjuring universe film. Neither is The Curse of La Llorona, so I'm going to include this film. There's a character within Annabelle that also is within this film, played by the same actor. I rented this on Google TV and I'm actively trying to get my money back.
My money! Give me my money!
It's inspired by the events with Sharon Tate, with her murder, and it just feels cheap. There's like no thrills whatsoever in this movie. It's disrespectful. They continuously try to have this story. Just leave it alone. This is a terrible film at trying to portray that murder case, and bad performances throughout. It has a very short runtime as well, and it feels more like a modern film with its costume designs and the set location. Nothing about this film feels like it would have been within the time period that Sharon Tate was murdered. I wish the character from Annabelle wasn't within this movie, so I didn't have to watch it. Coming in at number 10, The Curse of La Llorona. This film unfortunately does feel very generic. This also has a character that has appeared in the official Conjuring universe films, so it does get on this list. It does have some creepy moments within this film. There is some suspense that does grow throughout the film, but for the most part, this is a movie that lacks its scares and its thrills and a really interesting plot as well. When you look at most of the Conjuring films, what makes those films work is an emotional connection to the characters, the family, the Warrens within the movie. That doesn't really happen within this film. I didn't feel connected to the family. Besides a couple scenes here and there, there's really nothing that stands out as memorable within this movie. Coming in at number 9, Annabelle. We are officially getting into the official Conjuring universe films. The worst two are the ones that are just spin-offs and really aren't part of the Conjuring universe. I just wanted to add those within the movie. So coming in at number 9, Annabelle. This movie, coming after The Conjuring, I was looking forward to, because I thought the introduction of Annabelle was pretty solid within the first Conjuring film. So I was looking forward to this movie. Unfortunately, this isn't a very good movie. It's dull for most of the part. Characters that don't believe that their loved one is seeing all these demons and these hauntings, and it's incredibly frustrating when you have those characters that just don't believe you or don't really give you any attention to it all. But it really takes its time to ramp up to the scares within this movie, and there are some decent scares within Annabelle. But it really feels like it's few and far between trying to tell a more emotional storyline for these characters. This woman who's pregnant and wants to start a family, it's really hard to feel latched onto these storylines. They did a great job of making Annabelle still really creepy and now iconic when it comes to the Conjuring films, but this first film was very rough and one that I just don't typically like to watch. Coming in at number 8, The Nun. Very similar to Annabelle, this movie has some creepy moments. I think The Nun is truly terrifying, especially in the Nun II, but out of all of like the demons within the Conjuring universe, The Nun always gets to me. And unfortunately with this film, much like Annabelle, it drags itself out. There's a lack of thrills within this movie because they have to do some investigating. They have to figure out what happened to this nun that killed herself. So it really takes its time to establish the location, establish the plot, and in turn makes all of the suspenseful moments with the nun feel like they are really few and far between. And that's disappointing because the nun's presence simply is terrifying, and they really could have implemented the nun more into the film to really add to that chilling atmosphere within the film. It does become more suspenseful as the film goes along, and a really good finale to the movie, but for the most part, it drags its feet, and it ends up being a film that has questionable plot points that you just want more of Valak within the movie. Coming in number 7, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. The third film within the Conjuring franchise, the third Conjuring movie. This movie balanced more of like this drama, trying to prove that this young boy was being possessed and use it in a court case, and then also the curse as well. I think all the moments with the court case and trying to prove his innocence, I thought was very interesting. Like it's a true story that I did find to be quite interesting to read more into. I don't think this movie dived too much into it. I think there's more room that they could have played around with it to really strengthen the fact that he was possessed and he wasn't in control of his own body. You have the other side of it all, him being cursed. Then you have the other plot line of trying to find this young girl that went missing. There's so much that goes on within this film that not one singular plot line feels very strong. There's multiple things that are happening to fight against itself. And I think if they really would have honed into one aspect of this movie, it would have been more dramatic and more suspenseful. And there are some good moments within this film, and Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, once again, are really great within this film. But coming after the solid first 2 Conjuring films and this one, it was a step down. Coming in at number 6, The Nun II. This film was a huge improvement over the first Nun film. It added a lot more suspense, more characters that I felt attached to, a plot line that I was interested in to see where it was going to go. And the nun had this presence that was way more intimidating and scary this time around compared to that first film. So they did a great job of setting up the nun in that first film, but in the second Nun film, they really went in with it all, and I really like it. There are some creepy moments in here, and memorable moments as well, like the magazine stand I thought was really cool. But it took all of my complaints about that first film and made it work. I like this film. I've only seen it a couple times since it's been released, but it stands out as a truly terrifying Conjuring film. It has some great direction. Tessa Farmiga, once again, is great within this role. She seems more confident the second time around, and I really like that character. But with more Valak within this film, more of a heavy plot line for Valak and Tessa Farmiga's character, I overall really liked it. Coming in at number 5, Annabelle Comes Home. This is a simple film that is frustrating at times. This young girl who wants to see her father again that had passed away, and she wants to communicate with him. So she stays the night over with Judy. Don't go into this room with all the artifacts. She doesn't care. She goes in there, starts touching everything, and unleashes all these demons. Like, if that character wasn't there, this film never would have happened. So multiple times I found myself frustrated with that character who just could not listen. I understand that she wanted to communicate with her father. That's all fine. But it's a film that it doesn't feel urgent. It doesn't feel like a need for it to happen. When you have all the other characters that are experiencing this possession and these demons within their house, you have the Warrens that need to go and save the day and investigate everything. This film, like, it could have been prevented, which makes it so frustrating to watch at times. But I did like that it was this simple haunted house movie with all of these different demons that were in there and scaring the 3 girls within this movie. So at times I found myself frustrated with the lack of plot, but also on the other turn, the simplicity is also fun because you could play around with different demons that we haven't got before within the Conjuring universe, and we've seen them in this artifact room. Now they get to finally come out and play, which I thought was really cool. It has a lot of scares in it. It takes its time to get started. You have to introduce each character and the reason for her to open up all the rooms in the house and start playing with all the artifacts. But once you get going and you get past everything, I think it becomes a lot of fun. Coming in 4th place, The Conjuring Last Rites. This was a very personal storyline for the Warrens. It was a demon that has been very patient and wanted to control the Warrens. And so right then and there, I do think it's one of their most diabolical cases. Every Conjuring film has said that this is our worst case. No, this one, actually, they said this one is their worst case. And I do believe it, because there is some bloody moments within this film, and it has that personal connection to the Warrens, which tests these characters. I think that Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga in the fourth film still are really good in here. Interesting to have Judy be involved a lot within this film. She has this side storyline, the subplot with her boyfriend, and him wanting the approval of the Warrens within the film, and he gets involved with a lot of the movie. The explanation of the demon and its purpose, I thought, was a little weak at times. Like, there wasn't a lot of explanation. I think some more exposition scenes would have benefited this movie a little bit, but the thrills are there. The beginning seems a little bit slow when it comes to these characters that are just trying to enjoy their life, and they don't want to be paranormal investigators, but they get sucked back into it all. But for the most part, this is a pretty interesting film, a storyline that I feel like that connection was very strong with these characters, even when they were younger as well, but also looks at family and how strong they are. When it comes to all of the moments with the demons inside this house in Pennsylvania, I thought it all really worked. Some exposition scenes really would have helped this movie, but I think for the most part, it is a solid movie with a lot of thrills and a good finale for these characters. Coming in third place, Annabelle Creation. This film really surprised me. I was not anticipating this film going into it because of that first Annabelle film, but this was such a good movie. I think out of all the films, like these three movies, number 1, 2, and 3, have some of the best scares. But I really like this storyline and the trauma and all of the emotional moments when it comes to this husband and wife when they lost their child, and how it really affected them, and they wanted their daughter back, but it brought something else. And you have a lot of terrifying moments within it, and a really isolated location that also adds to this haunting atmosphere to it. But the plot is very good. It's simple. You have a lot of kids within this movie, but you have that emotional connection to the characters. And then you have Annabelle, which is, once again, just really disturbing within this film. It has a lot of great jump scares that utilize great camera direction to where, like, it's not all within your face. You have to catch things throughout the film, and they really don't focus on it. They just pan quickly away from it, so you catch it in the corner of your eye, and it's really creepy and just has that jump scare where when you catch it. I thought Annabelle Creation, Conjuring, Conjuring 2, they all did that very well, especially with James Wan in his first 2 Conjuring films. But this movie did a great job of having those jump scares and implementing them into the film. But that storyline also feels very personal, strong within the film, and sets up the first Annabelle very well, and the future of Annabelle within all these movies. I was really surprised with it, from the strong storyline to the jump scares in it. Coming in at number 2, the Conjuring film. I remember seeing this when it was released in theaters back in 2013. It took paranormal investigating films, which seemed very generic and cliche at that point when it was released, but managed to do something so much more with it. Having the family that all felt connected within this film, that bond was very strong, added to the urgency for the Warrens to save their mother. Iconic moments with the hand clapping game behind the mother. Everything about The Conjuring was really good. It had great jump scares, not cheap directing from James Wan. He was able to really hone in on what was terrifying within this film. I talked about it with Annabelle Creation, but the moments where you just don't have like a huge focus on like something lurking in the background or someone standing there just slowly painting around it, not really giving it attention, but when you see it, it stands out, and he does it so well within this film. But the Conjuring film, the great introduction to the Warrens, they are awesome within this film. It feels very emotional when you get to the end with the mother. That's one of the reasons that this film stands out so much, is that you feel like you want the mother to be saved. You feel that this family needs to be protected. And I didn't really feel that so much with other Conjuring universe films. Coming in first place, Conjuring 2. When I sat down and watched all of these ones, I watched the Conjuring 2 for the first time in a while, and I said, yeah, this one is the best. I think it takes everything about that first Conjuring film and just amps it up another level. You have Valak in here, which was truly terrifying. The Crooked Man, I thought some of the CGI was a little bit wonky at times, but also very creepy. So they did manage to juggle a lot within this film, and it worked. The man in the chair in the background who lived there, that was creepy. So it took a lot of things, and it didn't make like one moment stronger than the other. Everything was just like at this equal level that equally was terrifying, equally had a play in this movie. But you also have that strong connection to the family. What works so well in that first Conjuring film is that family, that bond, and you feel it once again with this family. And the actress who played the young girl and her being possessed, she did a great job, especially when she was possessed by the man who lived there. You really felt that haunting vibe within this movie. It is one of the better paranormal investigating films I have seen, and everything about this movie just felt malicious and violent, and it just added to that urgency for the Warrens within this movie. So I hope we can get back to that level of the first two Conjuring films because they are really good, and I'd like to see more spin-offs down the road. So there you guys have it. Every Conjuring universe film ranked worst to best. How would you rank them? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.